Tissues for the annual budget.
Tissues.
No, it's for the.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'd like to formally call this meeting to order at 6:19 p.m. Roll call, Brown,
Here.
Aviana,
Here.
Gutierrez, Flori, Papua,
Here.
and Rudolph present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And as a reminder, I'd like to read our vision statement for the Bayshore community, growing engaged hearts, educated minds, and empowered visionaries. I need a motion and a second to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
All in favor?
Aye.
Dr. Pittman, are there any public comments?
There are none.
We'll move on to educational services. So item 4 is to adopt the 2022-2023 LCAP. I need a motion and a second to adopt the 2022 and 2023 LCAP.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 5, business and fiscal services. Item 5 is to adopt the annual budget, and I need a motion and a second to adopt the budget.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 5B is to approve the EPA spending plan. I also need a motion and a second to approve the plan.
Motion to approve EPA spending plan.
Second.
Bring it down.
Whoever's next to him.
All in favor?
Aye.
And item 5C is to adopt resolution 2025 for budgetary increases and transfers at year end. I need a motion and a second.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And with that, we'll move on to item 6, superintendent reports.
This is the real reason you're on. So item 6A is resolution 2126 honoring board member Joy Gutierrez Pilari in her retirement. So we have a resolution that I would like to read for everyone. So in honor of Joy Gutierrez Pilari, she concludes 9 years of service to the children of the Bayshore community as a Bayshore Elementary School District. Whereas Mrs. Joy Gutierrez Pilari was first appointed to the Bayshore Elementary School District Board of Education on May 22nd, 2013. She has represented the district with an abnormal and abiding sensitivity to the community's needs in order to benefit the needs of the Bayshore Elementary School District children. Her sincerity has been invaluable ingredients in hundreds of board discussions and decisions over the years. She was instrumental in fighting for and maintaining the Bayshore Elementary School District as its own independent district. She was influential in building the Bayshore School, and her gracious attitude will be sorely missed by her colleagues on the Bayshore Elementary School District Board. We are forever grateful for your unwavering leadership, commitment, and support for the Bayshore School and the Bayshore community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that on the occasion of her retirement, the Bayshore Elementary School Board of Education and the superintendent thank Mrs. Joy Gutierrez Pilari for her many contributions to the Bayshore community and extend their warm wishes for continued success and happiness in the years to come.
With that, I need a motion and a second to approve resolution 2126.
Motion to approve resolution 2120.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are we allowed to say no? Are we allowed to keep her from retiring?
So we also have some guests here who would like to honor you as well. So first I'd like to invite the mayor up.
Vice Mayor.
Vice Mayor,
Sorry.
Vice Mayor.
So, well, first, let me say that it's nice to come to a meeting like this where the community's out to honor you and to, oh, I'm sorry, you want me to come close?
Actually, if you could stand next to Mayor.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's true.
Well, what I liked about coming today is to see all the support that you guys have with the other board members, and it seems like you're all sort of coming together and working together and paying respect to, I think, what has been a very honorable service on behalf of Joy Gutierrez Pilari. So the mayor asked me to come today, along with my other council members, to present to you a commendation, and we're going to try to do this jointly. So I'm going to ask Justin Manalo and Mr. Giovanni to also come up here, and they're going to split saying some of the whereas clauses, and then I will conclude with the final one. So go ahead and take the first three.
Commendation for Joy Gutierrez Pilari, board member. Whereas the city of Daly City congratulates board member Joy Gutierrez Pilari upon her retirement from the Bayshore Elementary School District. And whereas Joy is a product of the Bayshore and an active resident for decades. Joy is an alumni from the Bayshore Elementary and Jefferson Union High School districts and thrived in both academics and athletics. And whereas Joy has been a Bayshore Elementary School District board member since May of 2013.
Joy was instrumental in creating the Bayshore stayed its own district. And Joy was always supported and being advocated for the students of the beloved Bayshore community with great passion, what does it say, reverence and commitment.
All right, so during her 9 years as a trustee, the district passed 3 significant measures that helped build the brand new facilities. Measure C, $6 million to improve facilities, 82.1% approval. Measure K, renewed parcel tax, 73.5% approval. And Measure S, $7 million to construct new facilities, 81.72% approval. Also, the Bayshore School Project is a story of how good planning and design can overcome the challenges of budget constraints. The Bayshore School opened for the first day of school on September 13, 2017, after only 15 months from start to finish. And Joy often participates and advocates for events and causes that encourage equity, inclusion, and diversity, and finds joy in acts of service and bringing people together. Now, therefore, on the behalf of Dr. Roderick Daus Magbual, the mayor, and the members of the city council, we do hereby thank and commend board member Joy Gutierrez Pilari for 9 years of service and for her efforts, dedication, and commitment to the youth of the Bayshore Elementary School District. On behalf of a grateful community, best wishes for a wonderful retirement. Signed and sealed by the mayor and city council with June 15, 2022.
Joy, I want to come here.
And I'd love to have all the board members join me. Joy, we just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for your support, your dedication, your fortitude through all that we've been through the last couple of years, and your 9 years of service to this community and this district. I also wanted to allow any of the other board members to say a few words as well.
I said all mine last night. Yeah, I just wanted to say, I wish I had more time with you. And I know you'll still be around and we can reach out to you. So thank you.
Joy, I've learned so much from you in my first term here, and I admire everything that I've learned, and I appreciate all the wisdom, everything you brought to the school, into the school district, and especially for our students here. And, thank you so much for it.
It's half my size.
Here, stand in the middle here. We'll get a quick photo.
I know, right? Beautiful.
Ms. Reyna? Did you- Here, I'll take that.
All good.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rowena Otibia-Fua, also known as Reina. I'm with Pacific Islands Together, and I'm also known as PIT. On behalf of PIT, we're so grateful for all the services that you've provided, all the support, the love that you've given us. The first time that we entered this building, you always had your open hand and gave me a big hug. And for that, we're very, very grateful for everything that you've done for our community. So I don't have a certificate, but I have a leg. At this time, I also would like to present Dr. Pittman. Dr. Pittman is such an amazing, amazing person. She actually supported everything that we've done, from the backpack giveaway to the Christmas giveaway. This past weekend, we did our Pacific Islands Day at the San Mateo County Fairgrounds. And she was also there. Whatever events we have, she's always showing up and always showing up and support. And for that, we're so, so grateful. I don't want to cry. I don't have a certificate, like I said, but I do have a leg. Thank you. Thank you. Gonna go to Sister for the invite. I know I don't have to, but I will. So there you go.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
So if you guys want to sit. Next, we have Supervisor Canada is here. For you.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you, board, and thank you, Superintendent. I'm delighted to be here. I just really want to recognize Joy on several levels. The first level is just as a friend. You've been a person when I needed help or I needed advice, someone I respected when it's come to the Bay Shore. I think your advice and your wisdom has made me a better elected official, because I knew when dealing with you, you were doing this for the right reasons. You weren't doing it to sort of build your career, but you did it because you grew up in this community, you're from this community, and you wanted to give back to your community. So thank you. And the other thing I was thinking about Audra too. I was thinking about the school acquisition and what this school, getting to this place was very difficult. Obviously, it had to go through the city council, but your creativity, this board and yours, was amazing, because what we were able to do and what you were able to do as a school district was really to take two schools, you sold Robertson, but to create a school that is really in Daly City, with all due respect, probably the most modern, right? And so I think about that. I think about my good friend Cecil Owens, but I think about convincing the voters. I remember Measure K. That was not easy to do. And going door to door and how you did it with dignity, respect. And so Joy, as a small token of our appreciation, I can't believe you did 9 years. The time went by. So we've declared it Joy Gutierrez Velarde in the county of San Mateo. My friend, thank you so much. I just really appreciate all you do. Thank you. Did we do Audrey yet, or are we going to do that later? Pardon?
We'll do that short.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Joy, do you want to say something?
Is there anybody else in the audience that would like to say anything to Joy on her final board meeting?
Joy, I'm Rosie Tejada. I'm the president of the Jefferson Union High School District Board of Trustees. And more importantly, you're my friend. And I've seen you face adversity, but you've never stepped away from your duties on the board. And I once heard you say that you lead with your heart, and you have a big heart. And I've always been grateful for the Bayshore, for everything that everyone's done for the students who end up in our district. Because, you know, I also went to Jefferson, so there's a bond that we have. And just first when I met you, I was like, now this is the most beautiful woman I've ever met in my whole life. You know, you just have this radiant smile, and I know that what you give to your district and your community, you can see it right in everything that you do, and just it emanates from you. And I've always been so glad that we started on our boards at the same time, because I've been able to grow with you and watch all the great things you've been doing here. So I wish you the best, and we will stay in touch because we're sisters.
Wait, go back. Anyone else?
For many of you who don't know, Joy Pilar Gutierrez is actually a lifelong childhood friend of mine, and in the Tagalog word called ate, it's in reverence, like big sister. And so even when I was in junior high, I remember she would come over from Jeff in her track outfit and help me with my homework. And that's how, I mean, even as a young child, you've always been such an inspiration. And I want to say thank you for all you've done for the community. And you've always been someone I look up to. And it's from a little child in South of Market to my teenage years in Daly City. You have always been there for me, all the phases of my life, and the community has been so blessed to have you, not only your heart, but your brains and intellect. And thank you for your family, for sharing joy with the community. Yeah.
Well, everybody gets to say something. Well, Joy, from the very first moment when I came to the Bayshore and I saw your face, and somebody is right, one of the most beautiful faces I've ever seen, I have to say, right, Rosie? Then I'm like, wow, can she really be as sweet as she is on the outside and the inside? Well, she is. And that beauty transcends whether I even see you at Kaiser or wherever I see you. You're the same person. I've never seen anybody think she is the same good person that lights up the room, who always welcomes, even if it's the middle of turmoil or somebody needs something in your community. People don't know that quietly she helps people. She doesn't do it in boastful ways. And you and I know how many ways that you've done it with prayers and gone through your own trials and tribulations, but you always did it in putting yourself aside. And that's very selfless. So for you, Joy, for the 9 years, it's just here at the board, but she's served her Bayshore all her life and her community beyond Bayshore. So I want to wish you the best. I know this is not the last time we're going to see you. I don't want to be like doom and gloom over here, right, Gerald? But I see her through the Adventures of Olympia that you're doing, and wish you and your husband and your family the best. And God bless you, keep you healthy, and continue on. And the legacy that you left here is a lot, like he said, Rick said, wish we could have learned more, but already learned a lot from her just in the short time. And that's in your leadership. But on the person, there's a lot to learn about you and your steadiness, a love, the love of God, and the blessings that you give others. So, you know, I love you so. A pretty face.
So then before I allow you to say a few words, I would like the opportunity to say a few words. I just want to thank you. I echo everything that everyone has said, but thank you for being you. Joy is the only board member sitting at this table who hired me. Mr. Owens also hired me, but Joy and I, in essence, started together. She was appointed in May of 2013, and I interviewed in a couple weeks later, and started in July. And so we have truly been on this journey together. As Rosie said, you lead with your heart. And you have helped me grow, not just as a leader and as a superintendent, but as an individual. And I'm a better person today than I was in May of 2013 when I first met you. So thank you very much for being you and for helping me become a better person.
So in typical fashion of Joy, I'm not really good at public speaking. And I put together this PowerPoint presentation, and as luck would have it, it was a large fire. So I wrote it down and didn't finish it. So good evening. I'd like to thank everyone for attending tonight. It means so much to me, you don't even know. I'm honored to be blessed by your presence and grateful for the connections that I've made over the last 9 years. This is a picture of what it would have looked like with all your beautiful faces in it in the different events. The connections have shown me so many things. They've enabled me to witness not only your leadership, but your passion to make the lives around you matter, and the expression of care for our communities in which we live in. From District 5 events, Pitt Christmas in the Park, the Daly City Stands Against Hate, the BCO Bayshore Block Party, and so many more events that have brought our communities together to express that we care, we share, and we hear you. The connections have shown me so many things. They have enabled me to witness you're not only, oh, I did it again. I showed pictures of what Bayshore looked like. Wow. Often one can't appreciate where they are until they remember where they came from. I hold Bayshore near and dear to my heart. It was where I grew up and hold so many precious memories. Showed pictures of Robertson. Wow. It's hard to believe how much landscape has changed, from the tree-lined uphill walk on Turin to Robertson, or the wooden conference table we used to use for our board meetings, which was lovingly restored by Mr. Cuellar. But here we stand in this beautiful 21st century building. A building in which what could not have been made possible without the people in this room and the vision of Dr. Audrey Pickney, who made us believe we could achieve so much more. What will be evident, had you seen the presentation, it was filled with quotes of people who I look up to. Some of you may know them and some of you are hearing it for the first time. When you talk, you're only repeating what you already know. But if you listen, you may learn something new. Dalai Lama. Depending on your perspective, wealth means something different. As Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Page. I will skip a lot of this. But one of the things that
I liked was a TED Talk on education. It had Rita Pierson. She said, one of the things that we never discuss, or we rarely discuss, is the value and importance of human connection and relationships. How powerful would our world be if we had kids not afraid to take risks, who were not afraid to think, and who had a champion? Every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best that they can possibly be. Is this a tough job? You betcha. But is it impossible? We can do this. We're educators. We were born to make a difference. And I think everybody in this room was born to make a difference. And I'm so thankful that your leadership shows that. Everyone has a story, everyone has a struggle, and everyone needs help along the way. Stephen Covey created the 7 habits of highly effective people. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. They're either speaking or preparing to speak. They're filtering everything through their own paradigms, reading their autobiography into other people's lives. And I hope that as we go through life, that we understand that the children are our foundation. We are creating the future of tomorrow. And we need to put more emphasis on that, put more funding in that, and advocate it wherever we can. We should all do something to right the wrongs that we see and not just complain about them. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Our greatest glory is not ever failing, but rising every time we fall. So work for a cause, not for applause. Live life to express, not to impress. Don't strive to make your presence noticed, just make your absence felt. Maya Angelou, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And so I try to go through life living and giving from my heart, and I hope it's felt with whoever I meet and wherever I go. The 2 hardest things to say in life are hello for the first time and goodbye for the last. So, as I take off my badge for the last time, I want to say, be seen, be heard, be authentic. Be the voice for those who cannot speak and make a difference in the lives around you. But most of all, remember that you are loved, you are enough, you are beautiful, and you are worthy, and there is no one like you. So, in ending, I would like to thank my family for being there for me through all these years, and thanking the board. Thank you.
You can, there's a mic here.
I'm gonna around.
All right.
You know, I think everyone wants to get a zip copy of that. Photos, so we'll have to get that.
I will.
So next on the agenda, it's titled Words of Gratitude and Dr. And it's titled that because I really honestly couldn't think of what I needed to put in terms of how I could say my quote unquote final words and final words. She's like, do you have to agendize that? Really not quite sure what to say. Joy is a tough act to follow. Such a beautiful speech. And everything that you said really is heartfelt and you know is sincere. And we can all learn from everything that you said. And that's just one example of the things that I talked about in terms of making you a better person. I started down this journey 9 years ago. And as I've said, and Joy has pointed out, and others have pointed out, we are at a very different place today than we were when we started down this path in July of 2013. I could not have done this alone. This truly was a collective effort to get us here. I never thought that I wanted to be a superintendent, and so when I took this position, I really had no idea what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I know that I want to make a difference. And I know that I love the Big Shore community with all my heart, all my soul, and all my mind. If you've ever had the opportunity to come here and be with any of the Big Shore community, you know that even after a day, it leaves a lasting impression on your soul. And I will take that with me wherever I go. It very much is a bittersweet departure. Although I do have to say, I told people I was not retiring from Bayshore the day I walked in. I won't be here forever. But it's been an amazing journey, and it's been an amazing 9 years. And I'm truly grateful for every person in this room that helped me get here. Really grateful for everyone in this room that helped Bayshore get to be where we are today. And I'm truly excited about what the next decade is going to bring for whoever is here, because it's only going to get better. And know that while I may not be here physically, my heart will be here, and I will always be here in mind and in spirit. So thank you.
Can you join me and the rest of the board down at this end? And again, because we don't want to trip on our nice floor.
Thank you.
We just wanted a small token of just our great appreciation for everything that you have done over the 9 years of this community that's been here. And I also wanted to give the rest of the board a little bit of an opportunity to speak as well.
So I'm the newest member of the board, but not of the community. And I appreciate Ms. Audrey and Dr. Hutchinson so much, as well as Mrs. Baker, for noticing me and bringing me on board, and then the rest of the board being such loving and wonderful board members to me and welcoming me into this community. And I really appreciate you, and I do have your cell number and Zoom or anything else, and please do reach out. I appreciate you so much.
I can't, I said. Last night, I'm glad I did, because it would be so not nice to cry in front of all these beautiful people here. So, but, you know, one door closed, another one open, so. Good thing you're gonna be in that house, so we'll. Let's see.
Board retreats at Audra, is that what I'm hearing?
But thank you for everything.
I remember about 8 years ago when I first met you, and we were over at the old Bayshore Elementary before this was even built. And I came and we enrolled our daughter. And at the beginning, I was pretty angry, but upon meeting you and making sure that my daughter was going to be excelling, you know, at a pace, and having that confidence in you throughout the years really made me feel more welcome in this school. And I told you before, be careful what you ask for, because you know me, I'm going to be involved here. So, and here I am on the board. I learned so much from you, especially through the governance portion of it and the educational portion. And I'll take all that with all the wisdom that you brought. And I want to thank you for all your students up to me. Thank you.
I really don't know where to start. The mere fact that you made this real is an absolute miracle. And your leadership was evident to stay with. your motivation, your passion, your heart for the community and, and everyone is evident. And without that, we wouldn't be where we are today. You putting Bayshore on the map and making sure that we are more involved in the environment. Putting things in our, making us dream things we never thought we could. And continuing to push that envelope to know that we can do it if we put our mind to it. Super sad to see you go. I hope you keep in touch. And I know wherever you go, whether it's stay at Napa or continue on past that, that you will succeed in it.
Ms. Baker, would you like to join us up here?
Thanks. So I'm not good at memorizing things, so I just had to take some notes. I had some things that I wanted to share. And first, I just want to say, Joy, that I'm thankful for everything you've brought and your reason and your calm. And with the block party, I'm hoping we'll come back in October. So,
It always is.
okay, Audra. When we met you, I was still in the classroom. You walked onto our campus with your heels and your power suit and your nails. And we were like, who is this person who is joining this community? What on earth is she doing here? But we wondered what you would bring, and you brought it. You brought so much. I've never met someone with so much drive who works in education. You have the tenacity to make things happen. You were at the root of such incredible change. I couldn't have imagined any of the things that happening while you were here. Your commitment to anti-racist work and equity has helped us get on the track that we're on now. You brought faith in our community, consistently messaging how our kids deserved better than anyone else because they're amazing. And you never lost that faith ever. And you never lost faith in me. You always would tell me that you had faith in me from the very beginning and that I'm the right person to do this work. And I carry that with me every day. That's like a mantra. You gave me an opportunity to learn and grow, and then you may publicly proclaim that you don't have tear ducts. I can say you put your whole heart into whatever you do. I can only hope that I can be the leader that you are. You set the bar very high, and I'm very, very grateful for having had this time to work with you. And as a heads up, I'm hopeful that we'll have the Audra Pittman Atrium to remember your legacy, since we said we'd have to wait until you were gone, and now you're leaving. So just fingers crossed. And I think that, like Annette has just said, denial. We're sort of in this state of denial, but I think it's just really hitting us that this is it. And I'm just really, really, my heart just is full of gratitude for everything you've given me, the opportunity that you've given me in leadership, and the faith that you've had in me every day. I also wanted to thank the board for doing right by our school. And just, I was hoping Elizabeth would be here, but since I couldn't be here yesterday, for doing right by our school and choosing a successor who can carry on the work that he began. Dr. Pittman told me to trust the process, and she was right. It's exciting and helpful to realize that we are all in alignment with the vision that we want for Bayshore. And I can't imagine a different school system to work in. And Elizabeth, if you're listening, I'm thrilled to be working with you in the little time we've had together. You've set the tone for both the direction we will go and the relationship that you and I will have. Elizabeth, she's listening. I'm just excited to see what the future holds, and I'm just congratulate her. And my heart is full, and I'm the one with the tear ducts, the lots of tear ducts, and I've held it together this far, but we'll see what happens. Thank you, Audra. I love you.
Other folks who would like to say some words? Yes.
If you guys can come a little closer, that way folks online can make sure they're here as well.
So we have a commendation to Dr. Audra Pittman, Superintendent, on behalf of the City of Daly City. I'm going to hand it over to Ms. Cornella for the first two.
This commendations for Dr. Audra Pittman, Superintendent. Whereas the City of Daly City acknowledges Dr. Audra Pittman, Superintendent, for her many years of dedicated service at the Bayshore Elementary School District. Whereas Dr. Pittman has been serving the Bayshore community since July 2013. Prior to Bayshore Elementary School District, Dr. Pittman served as Director of Administrator and Beginning Teacher Support Services for the San Mateo County Office of Education after serving as the Coordinator of Educational Services. Dr. Pittman also worked in Los Angeles County, serving as a principal for the La Cañada Unified School District. And Dr. Pittman began her experience in education as a high school math teacher and curriculum coach for the Long Beach Unified School District.
Thank you. Oh, Audra, this is gonna be tough. In addition to the years of experience in education, Dr. Pittman holds 3 degrees: Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Secondary Education from the University of Evansville, a Master's of Art in Educational Leadership from California State University at Dominguez Hills, and a PhD in the Urban Education from Claremont Graduate University. And Dr. Pittman started part-time as superintendent while maintaining her position with the San Mateo County Office of Education. She organized outreach with the board, city officials, and staff to inform the Bayshore community and create of what the needs of the school, which led to the monumental accomplishments and
Dr. Pittman believed in the community and strived to give the Bayshore students opportunities that the Bayshore did not fathom could be achieved with their small district. She also coordinated community forums at the Daly City Community Center Boys and Girls Club, which later helped to incorporate their after-school services. Let me just also say, just from my own personal experience, I remember when you first came on board, I appreciated how you reached out to Daly City, particularly to me and Supervisor Canepa at the time, because it showed to me that you weren't waiting for anything to get done. You were actually going to go get it and try to get the community together, get the council together, and working together. So I appreciated how you took the initiative and how you were really committed, and it shows in your work and all the accolades you're receiving today. So on behalf of the Daly City Council, with Mayor Dr. Roderick Magbual, we do hereby commend Dr. Audra Pittman, Superintendent, for her tenacity, passion, fortitude, and attributes to the youth of the Bayshore Elementary School District. On behalf of a grateful community, best wishes for a success and personal satisfaction in all your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Audra. You know, I was thinking about 9 years ago, and Joy, I think it was Edith Renderos, Cecil Owens, who am I forgetting?
Teresa Gallup.
Teresa. But the district, before they hired Audra, was really unstable. There were some issues. There was about potential mergers taking place with other school districts. It was a little bit chaotic. And I think when you look at county executives, you look at superintendents, you look at city managers, your county managers, you look at the biggest decision you have to make is hiring a superintendent. And it's a big decision because that's the person who's going to run the day-to-day operations. And so I think, you know, Audra's experience in dealing with sort of a chaotic situation, yeah, we got here after 9 years, but there were a lot of things that organizationally that need to be fixed. And so I just want to thank you on a professional level. I know we've had the opportunity to speak on whether it's county issues, whether it's me paying for your lunch with the rest of the superintendents who can't find their wallets. But I think, I think your legacy is the school, but I think your legacy was really creating a school that after you leave is going to be sustainable. And so, with succession planning and all those things, Measure K, I think about all these challenges. Measure K, we talked about the actual building of the school, the complex negotiations between the county, the city, and many of you remember at the school board meeting, I think you were there, Bernie. There were about 120 parents who out there were saying, hey, look, we need this school built. And so you never say anyone's irreplaceable, right? But I really think, Audra, in terms of superintendents, Bernie, you're there too. Hey, you're there. You always give me a bad time when I say this, but I would say, you're up there. And Bernie, you may be a close second. And Tony's in the mix too. Hey, so just again, on behalf of the county, we've declared an Audra Pittman Day. I'm going to miss you, friend. I'm just going to miss you for your honesty, your professionalism, and for your compassion to serve a community who desperately needed you. And you stood up and you answered the call. So thank you so much, Audra. Light me up there. Definitely like to open the floor if there's anyone that.
Come on.
First
Yeah, rebuttal.
Give it to him.
So, some of you know, I am the youngest of 8 children.
Wow.
So I've never had a younger sibling. But Audra, in my professional career, sort of fits into that niche as a younger sibling. Not in a patronizing way, where I tell her what to do or anything like that, but just, age-wise, you can tell she's my youngest. The relationship that we have and how we get along with each other often is like siblings. And our districts are sibling districts. We both serve the same jurisdiction municipality. We both serve Daly City completely between the two of us in the K-8 realm. So we have lots of common communications and, communicating with each other and celebrating with each other and the great things that happen in each of our districts and in our city, and also complaining, so we are, if ever our text gets subpoenaed, that would not be good.
Don't start it.
Don't give them any ideas.
Right. You're all listed by initials.
Oh.
No. Anyhow, I think, congratulations on passing and getting an approved LCAP. That's one of the top topics of complaints we have. It's very difficult to get something compliant with the folks who oversee us, but congratulations on that. We've shared many glasses and bottles of wine, and I think it's fitting that you will be in Calistoga, where we continue that tradition that all of the new wineries that you'll become a member of and be able to have free tasting back, because we don't like to pay for the tastings in Calistoga. They've gotten a little bit expensive, but congratulations on Calistoga. I know that you'll do great. I know that you will still be somebody that I communicate with and text with, as long as I'm in this job, and continue on further. And congratulations again on your work here and on the work you're yet to complete.
Oh, be careful. I'll get you there. I'm good. I'll get you there.
Anybody else? Anybody else?
Anyone else would like to say a few words?
Audra, I also have a few texts, but ours don't have initials, but they actually pertain to a lot of the community events that are here. She made sure she was connected to the community from the very beginning. I have to agree, even though I wasn't on the council then, I remember dropping this gentleman off with all the meetings over here because they were having contingent. Yes, that's you, DJ. And waiting because all the things that were going on in the city and that all the Bay Shore Cecil, remember, showed up at the city council meeting and were there to tell that city manager at that time and that city council that we need it and we need it now because it was costing money from waiting with the bond and we want the school built and very adamant, very active with your leadership. Remember that, Joy? And then everybody showed up. I mean, it was packed in there. So that tells you what you caroused around with the community, how Cecil, everyone got in there and just fought to get it. So the legacy, just look around this room, look at the people that you've connected with, and not just on a professional level. I think I can say in this room, as far as I know, that each of us are connected in a more of a personal way, and we have a great community in Daly City, whether it's JUHSD, or even commissioners, county commissioners, or council, or your board members. I think there's a personal thing that people don't realize about the city of Daly City and our community special. And you embrace the diversity of our community. And that to me was beautiful. And then when I walk in here, no matter what event it is, you're always embracing it. And you're not just there to walk through as any superintendent, you're there to be a part of it and with your heart and very in a humbly way. So I look forward, as he said, Calistoga. I guess we'll all have a road trip up there and wish you the very, very best and happy. I can tell people she's going to be in a parade next week already. That tells you how much Calistoga loves her. And want you to know that you left this beautiful building. And this is amazing from that Robertson to here, right, Joy? And with Joy's hard work as well on that board at the time in Cecil. And it will continue to thrive. Welcome back anytime. If you want a little cool weather, come on down. But love you. It's a pleasure that we pass our paths in life together. And may blessings and love follow you wherever you go and much success because they are truly getting someone. So thank you very much. And thanks for everything you do in our community.
Okay, I'm gonna man up. Okay, I know everyone's
Annette.
speeches is more about the big picture. Oh, no, I'm okay. I'll keep it
on that,
together.
Annette.
This is more personal. I actually wrote this on April 7th. So I said, Dear Dr. Pittman, I know I said I wasn't going to deal with you leaving Bayshore until the second week of June, but it's probably better for me to start this letter now so I don't forget anything. Before you leave, I would like to thank you for so many things. First of all, thank you for taking a chance with me. You knew that I had not worked, at least not in the official sense of the word, for 17 years before applying for this job. I don't know if I told you this, but when you called to offer me the job, I had already accepted a position at the San Francisco airport, but was waiting for my security clearance. I put on a brave face, but to be honest with you, I didn't sleep well that first year. I was always afraid I had done something incorrectly or forgotten to take care of something urgent. In the past 6 years, I made more mistakes than I care to remember, but I learned so much more. Thank you for sending me to La Honda, where Gina trained me on payroll, and to the county office for the countless workshops they provided. Thank you for teaching me how to use Excel well enough that I am not afraid to play around with it and learn how to do things myself. Thank you for encouraging me to go back to school to finish my bachelor's degree.
Yes.
And for buying lunch for the office to celebrate my graduation. Thank you for sticking up for me when someone was less than kind while I was still learning my job, and for backing me up when, dang it, I knew my job well enough to stick up for myself. You might think that giving me this job was a small thing, but it really wasn't. This job gave me and my family the chance to start over again and stand on our own two feet.
If I didn't have this job, we might have been discouraged and gone back to where we were before. Instead, we found the strength to live our lives with dignity and provide a better future for our sons. I hope you know that even my future endeavors, like taking on that CBO position someday or getting my own Tesla, will be because of you. See, when you believed in me, you helped me believe in myself too. Ed, that's my husband, said that I have two personalities, the minister's wife, who couldn't speak up for herself, and the corporate Annette, who can. He said it's mostly because of you. I've heard it said that we meet people at the perfect time in our lives. God knew what he was doing when I met you, because it is through you that he blessed our family in ways I had not imagined. I will miss you dearly, and your mom, and Jerome, and Zeus. And I really hope we can keep in touch. Call or text me anytime.
Is there anyone that wants to dare?
No. No way. Wow.
Well, with that, we will officially move on. Obviously, I would invite everyone to stay for photos. We can do some photos afterwards as well. Are there any board reports? Because obviously these board members like to get the last.
No.
I will keep it short and sweet. You know, obviously, once you're part of the Bay Shore community, you're always part of the Bay Shore community. So we're not going to say goodbye. We're going to say we're going to see you later. So, and with that, this meeting is adjourned at 7.